The Zeppelis, man. The Zeppelis. How many pieces of pizza do you have a day, man?
Sometimes none, but when I do, I indulge. I get 2, 3.
Yeah, it's great, man. I tell you what, all the different pizza places you go to, you don't get this.
True, it's sad that there's the love of it, but there's no pride of like making a great pizza.
Yeah.
Very rare. That's
Absolutely amazing.
So the accent between the pesto and the plum tomatoes is just
That's what I love about it.
It's
a
amazing.
perfect thing. Yeah, it's my favorite.
It's
Man,
amazing.
I don't know why you guys are eating it all. Because,
Hey, hands off now.
hey, man.
What area of New York did you grow up in?
Staten Island.
Staten Island?
Brooklyn and Staten Island. So, back when I was a kid, I could be riding my bike through the neighborhood, do something stupid, and all of a sudden somebody's like, I'm telling your father.
Yeah.
Nowadays, nobody knows each other.
Right.
You don't even know your neighbors. They don't do block parties anymore. Nobody
it's a
looks
shame.
out. My
It's a
kids
shame.
can't walk to school by themselves. I used to walk to school, and I would know, oh, that's where so-and-so lives. That's where it's not like that no more. It's a lot of outsiders came into New York and turned it into what it is, and now it's all fucked up.
Yeah.
That being laid off, like after COVID, I was working and I wasn't working. I was working, I wasn't working. I don't know about anybody else, but I can't survive on unemployment.
Yeah.
So, when you're used to making a certain amount of money and you start living within those means, and then your legs get cut out from under you, now you're borrowing from Peter to pay Paul, and it just cycle goes on and on before you got nobody else to borrow from no more. So I went into a bad cycle. I drained my 401k. I was just like underwater. and then this happened. Honestly, it's fate. It's God.
So when did you relocate to Florida?
So it was last August, but
Last August?
Last August, yeah.
Okay.
So what happened was, I get back to work. I actually came here in 2021 first. I came to look at places, considering the move. Because my partner was like, "Come on, let's just come down here for a week. We'll look around. We'll see. If we don't see anything, you go back home. Whatever." I wasn't working. So I said, all right, let's do it. So I flew down. We looked around. At that point, it was 8,000 people a day were moving to Florida. Right. At that point. And I think it was 21, 22 maybe. Maybe it was 22. And it was crazy. I was walking in to look at a place, like a house, and people were walking out. And then I was walking out and people were walking in. It was like a revolving door in these open houses. So we decided, all right, let's wait a little bit, see what happens. I get back up north and I get the call to go back to work. So I'm back to work, and then that was around August 22. I work from August 22 all the way into the next February. But around January, I had like a sudden urge to like explore my spirituality.
Okay.
I don't know what it was. I can't explain it. Oh, I know. I got sick. My stomach was killing me.
Oh, wow.
And I didn't know what was going on.
Still going through that now?
No. But I would get these chest pains. So at first, I'm like, what is this? I'm getting nervous. My brother, who's 2 years younger than me, had a massive heart attack at 30 years old. Had a triple bypass at 30 years old. But he's alive. He's the youngest triple bypass ever in the state of New Jersey. So now here I am, like, what's going on?
And he's your older brother?
He's my younger brother.
Younger brother.
So I'm like, now I'm getting nervous. I got chest pain. Blah, 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 blah.
Of course, you're thinking the worst.
Then I have a panic attack out of nowhere. I'm like, real heavy panic attack. Like I never had one before. I didn't know what it was, and I had this real crazy heavy panic attack. I drove myself to the hospital. I was lightheaded. I felt like I was gonna faint. I'm running. What the hell's wrong with me? I got these chest pains. This. So they do the blood work. They gotta when you got enzymes, you gotta be there for like 6 hours because they got blood twice.
Right.
And they gotta wait a certain amount of time before they can check the enzyme. But everything was fine. So I gave me some relief. All right, they checked. I'm good. So I go back to work. But then it happens again. And I had COVID like right in the beginning of the year. And I was having post-COVID symptoms with like shortness of breath. Yeah. So I was on the subway, and this is after I already went to the hospital and got everything checked, and I was fine. I was cleared. I'm back at work. Now I'm having flu-like symptoms at work. and I'm on the platform, the train platform, and my throat closes up like I just played 100 basketball, like trying to breathe. So I was about to get on the train, so I walk up the stairs and walk 12 blocks to the nearest hospital in Manhattan in the middle of winter time with that shortness of breath like that.
Wow.
I was so nervous. I had 911 dialed, ready to press send just in case I passed out or something.
Wow.
If I felt like I was going to go down. So I get to the hospital. While I'm at the hospital, I'm emotional. What the hell's going on with me? I'm young, I'm strong. Why is this happening to me? I don't know what's going on. The lady checks my air, 100% oxygen. Like, how is it possible that I couldn't breathe 2 seconds ago? I'm standing in line. My oxygen's fine. I sit down in the waiting room. I'm the only person in the waiting room. The waiting room is empty. And I just start praying to God, please, what's going on with me? Please tell me something. I know I don't. No, I know I talk to you, but I'm here now. You know, like, please. And then I look down on the floor. Have a good day, guys. Thank you. I look down on the floor, and there's looks like a little girl's butterfly pin for her hair, but it's a butterfly. I have it at the house, a big butterfly, like this big, and it's a butterfly. It's just under the floor, nobody in the waiting room, nobody around, on the floor, in front of the chair. Probably somebody dropped it there, right? But my mother-in-law, who I was close with, that passed away like a couple years before, she has a butterfly tattoo, so like the butterfly is like her symbol, you know?
It's kind of like a sign.
Yeah. Right, so all of a sudden I got this butterfly pin on the floor. I picked this thing up, I put it in my pocket. I still got it to this day. And then I started like that was like the first like thing that was like drawing me spiritually. It's a crazy story. And then as we go on, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna start. So then I said I'm gonna get myself a Bible. I'm gonna start reading the Bible, getting back into my faith. And I didn't get a Bible. I kept telling myself every weekend I was off for weeks, I'm going to go to Barnes & Noble and buy a Bible. I don't even know if you can buy a Bible from Barnes & Noble. I have no idea where to get a Bible. But I said I was going to get one, and I never went to get one. And then one day I'm walking home from the bus stop in the city, in Staten Island, walking from the bus stop. It's good, huh?
Amazing. Remind me.
Stuffed garlic nut.
Oh my
Stuffed
goodness.
garlic nut.
Amazing.
So I'm walking home from the bus stop, and my neighbors had a whole bunch of garbage outside.
Yeah.
Garbage all over the street, like ready to go in the garbage. But on the top of the lid of the garbage pail was a Bible. Face up,
Really?
staring at me on my way home, walking home from the bus stop to my house. So I picked it up, I bring it in the house, I start reading the Bible. Right? And just sitting there. I'm not trying to be no Bible
Thumper,
freak, Jesus.
Right.
No, I'm not. But I couldn't ignore it, right? I was telling myself I'm going to get one. I didn't get one, and then here it is, on a garbage pail. It's on my way home from work, so I don't know, maybe crazy coincidence.
Sign number 2, right?
Right,
Yeah.
right. So I take the Bible home, and nobody knows. My wife knows I'm reading, because I'm reading it like right before bed a little bit, like flipping through it, like, oh, what's it say about this? What's it say about that? It's in my end table. Nobody knows I'm reading it. The next week, every weekend, I take one of my kids to do something. Just me and one of the kids. And it was my daughter's turn to like go do something. And it was Sunday morning, and I asked her what she wanted to do. And she says, I want to go to church and learn about Jesus.
Wow. Wow.
Sign number 3.
Bro,
Wow.
Comes in 3s, right?
yeah, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Couldn't believe it. She had no idea what was going on in my life. She's 7 years old. She has no idea what's going on. So I said, all right, first church I seen right around the corner from my house, a little Christian, non-denominational. Go in, sit down, we listened, we loved it. Next week, we go again. Next week, now the whole family's gone. Now we're part of the church. I start praying. I start going to Bible study every Wednesday just because I wanted to learn. I wanted to know. You know, curiosity kind of pushed me in that direction. And I lost my job. I'm like, I don't know what's going on, but I told the pastor, I'm like, I started praying and I lost my job. I don't think it's supposed to work like that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
He said it might just work like that. He's like, sometimes God will break you
Challenge
down.
your faith.
Right. And then challenge your faith and break it down to, you know, open up a different door. You know, you close one door, open up another door. So I just took that as another sign. Like, okay, wherever you're gonna bring me.
here you are.
A little bit later, my best friend calls me with this place. I fly back down. I say, okay, let's do it.
Wow, that's amazing.
It was, and
it was the first place you looked at.
first place I looked
First
at.
place
We
you
didn't look
looked
at anything else.
Wow.
This is the only place we looked at. And not only that, while I was here, I was looking for like houses for me to move into with my family. So I had a realtor and everything. And every house we went to look at, put in an application, never heard anything.
Wow.
While I'm visiting, the house, 3 houses away from my best friend, goes up for rent. While I'm here for 1 week, the house 3 houses away from
Right next to your best friend.
right next to, in the
Wow.
cul-de-sac, like goes up for rent. So I said, I'll put it up.
Yeah.
Put an application, see what happens. Yeah. So I put an application. Turns out that the guy who owns the house is my partner's other partner's kid's grandfather. So he puts in a good word. We learned the day before moving, I had the U-Haul truck and everything outside the pizzeria in New Jersey. U-Haul truck in the back, wife packed up, kids ready to go. We have no idea where we're moving to. The plan was we were gonna just put everything into storage and stay with my friend until we found something.
Right.
And the day before, the guy calls me. He's like, "All right, we're gonna rent you a place. Come pick up the keys." And then
Wow.
we moved in 3 hours away. So me and my partner live 3 hours away from each other in a cul-de-sac and own a pizzeria that's doing fantastic. I thought my life was over.
Tell me that's not fake.
It's fake. If my back wasn't against the wall, and I was working, and I didn't lose my job, and I didn't have the signs, and if I was just going on about my life, I'd have never done that. It took
Yeah, you wouldn't be here now.
all those doors closing, everything to hit rock bottom for me to want to take that chance.
Yeah, because when you're comfortable, it's hard to do that.
No, nobody
hard to do that,
sacrifices their whole livelihood.
Yeah.
You know, you guys are sitting there talking and I'm kind of chiming in. I just can't help it, but I'm continuing to eat.
Go ahead.
You know what I mean?
Enjoy. That's what you're here for. You're here for the
I mean,
food.
I can't believe how good everything is. I mean,
It's good, right?
It's amazing.
I still have my look at me. I find every good restaurant. If a restaurant opens, they send me
I
an
guess
email.
so, right?
Sure.
They know me.
Sure. That's cool.
That's
That's
funny.
cool.
Yeah, I know where all the good food is.
Okay, Don Filippo. It's on 79th and Lex. It's the Upper East Side of Manhattan. They got the best slice that I've had. They're not on any tourist list. They're not part of any tourist trap. It's not L&B, it's Park, it's none of that. It's just a regular hole-in-the-wall pizzeria on 79th and Lexington called Don Filippo. They got the best slice. I drove a truck for 10 years around that city.